Imagine a city so incredibly advanced, so mysterious that it almost felt like it belonged in the future. Yet somehow it disappeared without a single trace. Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're embarking on a thrilling, cinematic investigation into a truly ancient mystery. We are talking about Mohenjo-daro, the great city that literally vanished overnight.
Now, Mohenjo-daro actually translates to the Mound of the Dead. A pretty eerie name, right? But actually, scratch that. Don't let that deeply unsettling title fool you. Over 4,500 years ago, this site, which sits along the banks of the mighty Indus River in present-day Pakistan, was incredibly vibrant. It was the thriving, beating heart of a metropolis, home to tens of thousands of people. It was literally the crown jewel of the Indus Valley civilization, making it one of the world's absolute earliest and most magnificent urban cultures. Let's move to Kalor and see how this builds over time, just to really appreciate the scale of this mystery. Think about it. 4,500 years ago, this sprawling city was at its absolute peak, buzzing with trade and culture. But then, right around 1900 BCE, the timeline just abruptly halts. The city was completely and utterly abandoned. The streets emptied out, the fires went cold, and the whole place lay hidden under the earth for millennia until the 1920s, when modern explorers finally stumbled upon it. I mean, it lived, it thrived, and then, almost in the blink of an eye, it was just gone.
Now, what's really interesting about this is the sheer level of innovation these people had. We are looking at a marvel of ancient engineering vastly ahead of its time. I'm talking about streets laid out in perfect mathematical grids designed to catch the wind and naturally air condition the avenues. Houses that actually had private bathrooms and, no way, perhaps most shockingly, one of the world's very first sewage systems. To put that into perspective, this is a level of complex infrastructure that many modern cities struggle to figure out thousands of years later. Yet the people of Mohenjo-daro, they had it running perfectly. And the awe-inspiring centerpiece of all this spectacular urban planning was the Great Bath. This was a massive, beautifully constructed public pool. It was meticulously waterproofed using finely fitted bricks and natural tar, like real architectural genius. Archaeologists think it was probably used for profound spiritual rituals or massive community gatherings. Just picture it for a second. Imagine ancient citizens thousands of years ago gathering around this absolute marvel of engineering, the water reflecting the sun. It must have been the bustling focal point of their entire world. But, we have to remember something crucial. These people weren't just brilliant engineers obsessed with drains and baths. The clues they left behind show a highly skilled society with a bustling, deeply interconnected economy. They had dedicated farmers working the fertile plains, growing massive amounts of wheat and barley to feed everyone. They had artisans crafting absolutely exquisite jewelry out of precious stones. And they even had daring, highly skilled traders crossing treacherous terrain to deal with distant lands, maintaining economic ties as far away as Mesopotamia.
And speaking of those artisans, there's one specific artifact that illustrates their incredible talent perfectly, the famous dancing girl. It's a small but breathtaking bronze statue found deep inside the excavated ruins. It's such a fascinating clue, really, because it humanizes these citizens who seemingly vanished into thin air. It reminds us that this mystery isn't just about mud bricks and clever city grids. This statue proves their artistic brilliance. It shows us a rich, vibrant culture that was just overflowing with art, music, and deep personal expression.
But that brings us to the ultimate, chilling question. What actually happened in 1900 BCE? After centuries of this thriving, mathematically precise, beautiful life, the city fell completely silent. The bustling grid streets were suddenly empty. The Great Baths dried up. And honestly, the most haunting part of this entire mystery, they left absolutely zero written records behind to explain why they left, where they went, or what doomed their great civilization. Nothing.
So we basically have to become detectives here. Let's investigate the main suspects. What could possibly force tens of thousands of people to just pack up and abandon their magnificent homes? Could it have been severe climate change and shifting river patterns that slowly starved their crops? Were they suddenly washed away by a catastrophic natural disaster, like massive floods from the unpredictable Indus River? Or were they forced out by unknown violent invaders, or maybe even silenced by a swift, deadly epidemic? We really have to weigh all these theories carefully, because any single one of them could have brought this mighty city down.
Okay, let's dive into this and fast forward thousands of years to the 1920s. This is the moment archaeologists finally dug through the dust, rediscovered these sprawling ruins, and, as you can imagine, absolutely stunned the world. I mean, they were unearthing a civilization that completely disrupted everything we thought we knew about human history. Yet, despite decades of careful digging, endless lab analysis, and fierce academic debates, the mystery of Mohenjo-daro's sudden, devastating end remains completely unsolved to this very day.
And that is exactly why the site's current status matters so much today. Right now, Mohenjo-daro is a heavily protected UNESCO World Heritage Site. This designation is absolutely crucial. It means the site is safeguarded for future generations. It ensures that archaeologists, historians, and dedicated scientists can protect these fragile, millennia-old ruins from the eroding elements, and most importantly, it means we can keep searching for those elusive answers that are probably still hidden deep within that ancient dust.
Which brings us to our final, striking thought. Mohenjo-daro is this profound puzzle of human history. It's like a whisper from the past, urging us to learn, preserve, and never forget. It serves as a powerful, provocative reminder that even the greatest, most technologically advanced cities can vanish literally overnight. It kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What secrets are still buried out there in the Mound of the Dead? And what might our own modern, supposedly invincible cities leave behind for someone else to discover millennia from now? Thank you for joining me for this explainer. Keep asking questions, and I'll catch you next time.